Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. It's more monsters. We're going to talk about another monster. Blemmyes. That's right, Blemmyes. Don't blame me, blame me. Now, it's coming from Esper's emporium of esoterica, but actually, it's got its origins far further back than that. So, for those of you who are unaware, normally what I do is I do a presentation, then I open it up and we have a workshop on this day. I'll put up a poll. Feel free to take part in that poll if you want to. Feel free to share your comments and opinions in the comments section. We'll do this presentation fairly quickly and then we'll go straight into making a monster. That's why the poll is there. So grab some food, some drink, make sure you're comfortable, and let's crack into my favourite time of the week, and that is talking about monsters. Anyway, let's do this, shall we? What's that? And there. Okay. Hi, welcome to How to RPG. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today I want to talk about monsters for your role-playing games. And we're going to talk about the Blemmyes monster lore for any kind of game really, but since we're using Esper's Emporium of Esoterica, I'm going to be focusing down on the Dungeons & Dragons 5e compatible monster that he has created in his book, the Blemmyes. Now, for those of you who might be thinking, is this an original monster? Actually, it has its roots going further back than just Esper, and it's a mythical monster. The Blemmyes was first supposedly inhabiting ancient Libya, India, the Nile system, and also the Brisson River. So it's not entirely sure where it exactly started, but somewhere there. Blemmyes live in a land beyond the desert, among active and erupting volcanoes. They are twice the height of a camel, and Blemmyes have no head. They are headless giants. Each Blemmyes has a face in their torso containing their face with wild eyes, a large nose, and a big mouth. Now, in fact, the Blemmyes mouth is large enough to blow up a sandstorm. On the sides of the volcanoes where the Blemmyes live, they grow a strange berry in the black soil that sits there. Blemmyes chew these odd berries wherever they travel. Eating these unusual berries gives the Blemmyes the strength and endurance to hunt their wild beasts that they consume for days. They can do this for a very long time. Blowgun barbs are dipped in this extraordinary juice from the berry to shoot their Blemmyes prey, and for days the drugged beast will not sleep when they are exposed to the berry's juice, until the Blemmyes prey will collapse from exhaustion. They just can't keep going, but they've been kept awake. It's not like quite having speed, but it's close. Blemmyes blowgun pipes are actually the size of a human arm, so they're very large. The headless Blemmyes used to live in the painted deserts and deserts of the world in the areas that I've just described, but they have left those locations now, and nobody actually knows why. Surprisingly, the Blemmyes can speak to rocks. How they achieve this is a mystery. Nobody really knows how they talk to rocks, but apparently they are able to do so. And Blemmyes craft standing stones to mark roads to a waterhole, particularly around a desert area. With a very low centre of gravity, the Blemmyes has exceptional balance. One of the problems, though, is if you can actually unbalance or knock a Blemmyes over, they will be blind because, of course, their eyes are on their chest. And another thing is, if you can actually get a Blemmyes to sneeze, their whole system goes into shock and they sort of stun themselves. So if you can throw a bit of pepper into their nostrils, you might find that they sneeze and you can run away because they won't be able to respond. Now, that's really all there is with the Blemmyes. It's an unusual creature. It doesn't have a huge amount of information on it, but it's still quite interesting, and it certainly looks incredibly bizarre. I want to thank Esper the Bard, who provided the information and the artwork for this video. I want to say thank you for watching. I want to thank my patrons who support me every week. I do appreciate it. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s. Short and sweet today, short and sweet. There is actually very, very little information on the Blemmyes. If you really wanted to know a lot more about it, when I went hunting, since it is a mythological creature or monster, there's actually very little. I could not find a lot at all. No names left 102. Hello, how are you? Yes, you're right. It is Esper's Emporium that you see the artwork from. If you look at Wikipedia, you'll find additional pieces of artwork that are very similar in terms of the structure of the Blemmyes. How's it going, Fred? Fred Hubber is a patron. Thank you for being here. Yes, you are right. We are definitely going to get up to some shenanigans. So get your dice out. It's time to get out your percentile dice. We're going to roll up and make a monster. And once we've rolled up most of the aspects we need, because we have a table for dealing with the body, how it's going to look, the special powers of our monster, the traits of our monster, our motivations for the monster, origins, the monster lair. We'll use some AI art to actually build it and give you a picture so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. Well, hopefully, unless of course the AI decides to draw just fingers and eyes and nothing else. It's always possible. So we're going to do something like that today. So yes, I hope that you have your dice ready, because we are going to get you, not me, you, to do the rolling for this creature. And I am just pulling up a template right now so that I'm ready to go, and we will get started. This will make monster number 8 that we have made using these tables, which should be a lot of fun. Okay, right. So freaky monsters, go in there, tap my phone, so I've got my phone going, and share my screen. Where are you? And he said it, but did he do it? Yes, he did. Okay, so this is it. One of the first things you'll discover is I haven't actually magnified any of this, so if you want me to magnify it, I can. I'll go through really quickly. So we're going to roll. First, I'm going to check. Actually, I should check out. What did you decide? It looks like we're doing a flying creature, but let me just check that is that what you've selected? I can't check on my phone, unfortunately. We're doing the sky. 1 vote. We've got 1 vote for today. Wow. So it looks like we're doing the sky. Fred, you jumped in there quick, didn't you? First roll, 87. So for those who don't know, flying creatures, percentile dice is going to be perfectly fine for this, because I've got a way of adjusting it if I need to anyway. So back to where we were. I will magnify everything. Make everything a little bit bigger so you can actually see it. So flying creatures. So for flying creatures, we have to do 4 different rolls. We have to do a head, a body, legs, and wings. So that's one additional thing we need to actually add. So I will just make sure I add in wings, because we don't often get wings on our creatures, but we do today. What sort of wings will they be? That'll be the question. Okay, so I will magnify this. We're going to be using this table, which is our monster layers. These are all available on Patreon, people. If you're wondering about these tables, that's 20 origins. This is 100 monster motivations. This is 100 monster traits. And this is 100 monster special abilities, which is basically when you use your action. And that means we roll on down to flying creatures. Okay, and I just need to grab a piece of paper and a pen. And so the first one you rolled up, I believe you said, so hashtag, let's do some rolling. Hashtag roll percentile dice for the body, for the monster appearance. Okay, so we'll see what we get. We've got a couple of rolls already coming out here. We've got an 87. Right, what 87 on the flying creature table, which is not quite complete, I know, but 87 is, divide it, 43. 43, spore. We have the head of a spore. Are you kidding me? We're going to give it the head of a spore. A spore doesn't really have a head, but that's definitely monstrous. That's really, really strange. Okay, so this is a flying creature. If I'm the only one to roll, you're going to get something strange. That's fine. I have no problems. We've been getting things that have been pretty tame recently, so we can have strange. Okay, 39, which is sitting in there, so 30, 30, 30, 30, 39. It's a mushroom head, basically. Yeah, exactly, 39. 39. Oh, it's the flying dinosaur. Really? Okay, all right, let's copy that. We'll chuck that little sucker in. That's for the body. Okay, if we've got that, we need limbs, so keep rolling dice. We've still got wings and limbs to go. So I'm waiting for you to roll. If you don't roll, I will roll. Okay, Fred, if you wind up doing all the rolling, it's fine with me. I don't have a problem. I'm getting my dice ready to go so that I can roll now. And now, I'm not suggesting that you always roll. Wings. Wings were rolled. Okay, wings. We need limbs as well. You need to make another roll of about 61 wings. What sort of wings are we going to get? 61 is 30, about 30. Mosquito wings. We got mosquito wings. Nice, nice. Well done. Roll again. Give us another roll and we'll do the limbs. Without formatting, there we go, mosquito. Now, normally what I do is, once we got all the parts, our legs is a 1. What do we get for 1? 1 is an airborne virus. An airborne virus does not have legs. Well, okay, so essentially an airborne virus, we don't have legs. I think we've just established we don't really have legs. Yeah? Paste. An airborne virus. Jeez. Okay, so this is a really weird combination. If we wanted a monster, we're definitely getting one today. Okay. All right, so let me take this information, which is very strange. Let's plug it into the AI and see if it spits out anything interesting. While I'm doing that, I'm going to give you a new task, people, and that is... That doesn't work. Roll. You want an 18. Okay, fine. We'll do the 18. Yeah, I was happy to go with it, man. A flying fish. Flying fish don't have legs. So I don't think what we're talking about now is the limbs are going to be fins. All right, so let's go copy. So we're dealing with fins. Okay, we'll replace it with fins. Fine with that. Our limbs are fins. So we have fins. Paste. Flying fish. Okay. All right, so I'm going to give you a task. You're going to roll up on the percentile dice for the special ability, and I will start plugging it into the AI hashtag. Roll percentile dice for monster special ability. Okay. So it's a flying sea creature. Pretty much seems like that might be what's happening here today. So roll up for that special ability while I plug into here our monster. Now, I tried using a different prompt last time. I will copy and paste this prompt and make a few adjustments, of course, because we're not using this thing. We're using something else. So we're going to go to create. We'll go art. I don't really have a style, so paste. And a scary monster with the head of a, what was it? Spore. The head of a spore. Good Lord. Body of a, not as a beetle, it's something else. And I'll just cut and paste this in. Copy and drop it into here. Paste. Fins. So we'll just go fish fins. And for fish fins, and we want the last one to be mosquito wings. Mosquito wings. All right, copy. And into our little program here. Paste mosquito wings. I don't know how well this is going to work out, but we'll soon find out. Okay. Scary monster with a head of a spore, body of a fish fin. Okay, all right, let's see. That's fine. Let's make sure we do plenty of runs. It's portrait because I'm not playing for anything here. We've got a style sorted out. We just need to press the button to generate. No starting image. And okay, so let's do a first run. Okay, it's doing that. Yep. All right, so next. Let's change it to Hydra. This is new. I haven't seen Hydra before. Let's try Hydra. Hydra. Okay, it started doing that one. We'll do fantasy. Next. Cyberpunk. I don't want cyberpunk. It's pro anyway, and it never worked out for me. Portrait. We can try portrait. I don't think that's going to do a very good job, but we'll try portrait. Woolly. We don't want a woolly one. Ink. Punk doesn't work. Abstract world doesn't work. Anime I've never found worked. So 3D art has been reasonably successful recently. Let's do that one. Argo, mixed results. It's almost been a poor result almost every single time. But let's give it a go. You never know. We might get something. I think I get the worst results from Argo and Argo 2. And we'll do Argo 2. And okay, so while that's processing, we'll go back to our monster and start plugging some stuff in. So, flying mushroom head dinosaur fish. Yeah, this seems like that's the case. Talk about a creature. Anyway, you got a 97 for our monster special ability. Our monster special abilities, 97. This table is actually complete, people. 97. Okay, 97. We get vapor form. Can temporarily change into a gas, vapor, or smoke. Ooh, let's go copy that one. I think that's going to be fun. Let's do that. So our special ability. Do we want to give it another special ability, or should we stick with what we've got? Like, we can go with another special ability if you would like, or we can roll up another one. Otherwise, we'll do a monster trait. No, we'll go with British English. I can deal with that. So yes, Fred or whoever's in chat, if you want me to roll up a new special ability, we can do it. We can give it a second special ability, because I feel like vapor form isn't really doing a lot. If we want it to be able to do something scary, we might have to roll another one. Okay. Otherwise, we'll be moving on to the next one. Okay, all right, so roll another percentile dice for our monster special ability, and then we will do traits. Now, the traits is also a 100 table, so there's... Okay, all right, there we go, 32. Let's see what 32 wound up giving us. Anything... Exhaling blast, breathes fire or other energy types. Okay, now we've got to decide what energy type this thing breathes. So we have it breathes some sort of breath. It's got a breath weapon, okay? Our monster's got a breath weapon. Let's get rid of the formatting. So we need a what sort of breath weapon? Hashtag what sort of breath weapon? Okay, now that we know that, now we're going to roll up for our monster trait. So let me just type in here acid. Fine. We'll make it acid. We're going to do our monster traits in a second. So let's just change this. Hashtag roll percentile dice for monster trait. Okay. Light. Hi JT, how are you doing? So you want it to breathe light? We've got what somebody else saying acid. Fred's saying acid. So let's do a roll-off. I'm going to pick a 6-sided dice. No, I'm going to pick a 20-sided dice. Stay in the vein of 20-sided dice to make a decision. It could be light and it could be acid. So for acid, it's 1 to 10. For light, breathing light, is going to be 11 to 20. And I rolled a 9. It's acid. Okay. All right. Vapor form can temporarily change into gas, vapor, or smoke. Exhaling breath, breathe acid. Acid. Like the Stephen King It. Yes, I know what you mean. Oh, let's combine the two. Breathe. Breathe. Bright light. Light that is acidic. How's that? Acidic. There we go. We have bright light, blind them, and then burn them to a crisp with your acid breath. Acidic. Okay, so 77 is our trait. So let's go to the table for 77. 77, what did we get? We get rot. The creature rots organic material if it comes within a specific radius. Are we happy with that? We can keep that. We can get rid of it. I'm happy to put it down. Indecent light. Hello, Claire. How are you? Melt your face with light. Yeah, exactly. Indecent light. Dear. All right, so rot. Let's put the rot in. That's our trait. And we'll get rid of the... Yep, that's cool. Right, we're doing good. We're going to do a monster motivation, hashtag. Do we want to have a look at what this thing is starting to look like? I'm tempted to do so, but let's just leave it for now because it's kind of fun just to build the creature and then we can go from there. If people don't like the monster trait rot, we can get rid of that. We might even modify it a little bit so it's got kind of more of a acidic, maybe sort of... yeah, maybe we can have sort of an acidic rot going on there. Well, it kind of, rot is kind of like that anyway, isn't it? Really, breaking down. Anyway, so hashtag roll a percentile dice for monster motivation. Motivation. The monster motivation. Love anything that sparkles, so I'd make shiny battles. Yes, we can melt their face while they're sparkling. They are lit up with nice bright light. Okay, so monster traits. This is a full 100 table. Maybe it's vaporless. It could be. No, well, it's all right. We can deal with that. So I'm probably going to make just a bit of adjustment here. So yes, 33. All right. So you rolled a 33. What do we get for 33? 33. There it is. Fractured. The creature seeks to reclaim its fractured body or mind. Ooh. Okay, we got to decide: is it the body that it's worried about, or is it its mind? I feel like its mind might have gone, frankly, but let's have a look. Paste. This doesn't have to be a... Oh, did I do that? Did I do that right? Probably I didn't do that right. About formatting. And yet it's formatted. You have formatted me. And yet I did not ask for formatting. What is with you? 12? 11. All right, so, okay. So obviously that feature is not working very well right now. Google, what are you up to? How's it going? Prepare, cook, and survive. Hi, Fred, and all watching while painting. No problems. You do your painting. We'll keep doing this. So we got to decide: is it a fractured body or a fractured mind? Body and mind with with this appearance. Yeah, body and mind. Okay. All right. The creature seeks to reclaim its fractured body and mind. We might have to go into a bit more detail on that. Let's just roll up for our monster origin. So let me just type in for the monster origin. We have a monster origin table. There are 20 here. Hashtag. Roll a d20 for the monster origin. There we go. Mond. You've lost me. Mold? You think maybe mold. Here we go. Let's do this. Monster trait. Acidic rot. Let's go with acidic rot. The creature rots organic matter through the release of acidic, let's say spores, if it comes within a specific radius. I think that's it. Roots, no, we want rots. Can we do that? Rots. I think that's right. Okay, good. Mind. You're after the mind. You want to. You're going to. Its mind is fractured, not so much as body. We have no idea how bad its body's going to look when I look onto the AI art generator in a second. So let's roll up for that. We got an 11 now. Let's have a look at our origin for our 11. So I made all of these a while ago with people, and yes. Magical experiment. A magical ritual is undertaken to make a monster. Do we feel like that is an interesting way to go? I feel like have we rolled this one before? I don't know. Or is this just a bunch of these that say the same thing? I thought we had actually culled it so that there wasn't going to be too many repeats. So that could be the monster origin. If somebody rolls up something else, we could try something else. It's a flying dinosaur. So Claire, it's a flying dinosaur. So if you're wondering what the heck that is, it's a flying dinosaur. Yeah. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Don't want that. Want that larger. Okay, cool. Right, now we've also got a layer we've got to roll up for. An experiment that went bad. Okay, we're sticking with the experiment. Okay, magical experiment, a magical ritual is undertaken to make a creature, and accidentally made a monster. Yeah, I don't think it's lovable, but made a monster. Okay. All right, something like that. Okay, so let's do the monster layer. Now we have a monster layer. There are 26 here. So there's quite a few different places. This is basically where this thing would reside now. So I'm going to type in here, roll a 20-sided dice and a 6-sided dice. I think it's the way to go. Hashtag. Or just roll a 20-sided dice. I'm fine with that too. Hashtag. Roll D20 or D20 plus D6 for the monster layer. Okay, all right, so that'll be our next thing to roll up, and then we're going to probably at that point we're going to go and have a look at our art to see how much crazy stuff has been going on. So Again, this is something that I made on a live stream with the audience. We put together a list of things that we thought would sort of cover just about every type of monster lair you could imagine. So volcano, a vessel of some kind, tomb, sewers, ruins, a portal, a portable object, like, say like a phylactery, a nest, a mountain peak, moon. Yes, put things on the moon. A mansion, a lake, a labyrinth, a laboratory, a hollow tree, a dungeon, dreams, the demi-plane, clouds, cave, castle, cabin, burrow, bridge, bedroom, an arcane nexus. So we've got pretty much everything covered. So I've got a 20-sided dice, and if I grab a 6-sided dice, if nobody else is going to roll, I will roll. It's not a problem. I can do that. I'll just make sure I upgrade my stream so it's not falling behind. Okay, so roll up my dice. This is our monster lair. Hopefully it's going to work. I don't know how this is going. How I make it all fit, how we make it fit, another story. Okay, so unless somebody else rolls, I currently got a 19 and a 3. Oh no, there we go, 16. Okay, it was almost a, it's a mansion. Do we really want to stick this thing in a mansion? Are we happy with that? Or do we want to try something else? I had rolled up 19 and 3, which comes to 22. 22 is a ruins. Ruins might be better for a creature like this, but we don't need to make our decision yet. Let's go and have a look at the crazy images that this thing's probably just created for it. But right now, it's potentially a mansion, as rolled up by Fred Hubber. In progress, in progress, in progress. Are you telling me nothing's been created yet? This here doesn't seem to do anything. Let me just do a recycle this page. That's where the mad scientist lab is. Ruins. Claire likes ruins. Okay, so we've got a... Oh, good Lord. What the heck is going over here? This is not what I asked for. Anyway, let's try checking out some of this stuff. So that doesn't really look like a spore head with, you know, a dinosaur body and insect wings. It's, yeah, okay. No, not, that doesn't, yeah, no. I don't think so. Not really. No. Negatory. I think these are all a negatory on what we were after. So let's just delete all of those. You broke the random picture generator. I think we did. I think we gave it information it could not really understand. Like, how can you give it a spore head? Dear. It was summoned from dream of a powerful wizard. Yeah, could be. Let's just do this. Let's go whack that in there and delete that. I don't think that's worth keeping. Any of that looks pretty bad. Let's try this again. Okay, this looks very cartoony. I don't know what's going on with the limbs. The wings, it's all right, I suppose. It still looks like a dinosaur rather than the spore head. I think that got lost along the way. This is odd. If there's pictures that you spot that you like, you let me know. I'm not sold on this idea. What is going on here? This is so odd. This is so strange. And then that is terrifying. Yeah. It's not really got a spore head though. It's quite cool. It's just, what sort of head would you say that is? Is that that's a mosquito head, really, isn't it? Remove scary monster. Okay, well, I want scary monster. Okay, I will remove scary monster if you would prefer me to do that. Let's get rid of scary monster. I will just put down head of a spore. No monster. How's that? Okay, right. So copy. I'll do another run. I'm still going to look through these because it's kind of fun. And we'll paste this in. Head of a spore, body of a pedicon, fish fins, and mosquito wings. So, yep, go to here, and we'll do our first run. Now, it's our first run. Our second run is the Hydra one. Our next run is Fantasy. Our next run is not that one, Portrait possibly. Not wooling, no wool, no ink, no abstract wool, no anime. It's 3D's alright though. And then Argo. And then Argo 2. Neither of which I've had much success with, but we've got a run going. Let's check the creatures we had. I think right now, for me, nothing's quite hit the mark. All right, so that's just like a portrait. We're just getting the head. I don't know. It doesn't really... I mean, it's fine. It's doing an R thing, but that's really about it. I don't know what's going on there. That looks like... that definitely looks like AI art, where it doesn't know how to just dissect something. Yeah. No. No. I don't think so. I think this one is definitely a bust. We're going to delete that one. Okay, so I've only kept one so far. This is probably going to be a mess. No, Claire, I do not. Every day I just go in and claim the 5 free credits. And so right now, to give you an idea, I have 242 credits because I don't use it very often. I only ever use it for monster creation once a week, really. I've decided that AI art generation is kind of unnecessary because I'm doing most of my monster lore stuff off Esper's Emporium of Esoterica, and since Esper the Bard is now providing me with the artwork, I can just include it in the videos in 4K, and also I can provide it in the thumbnails without having to sort of, you know, cut and paste his art. He just sends me the images now, so that sort of helps a lot. So no, I don't have to pay for Starry AI. It is free, but there is a pay version as well. Okay, so let's go back to this thing. I hate this. This looks awful. No. Negatory. Good Lord. It's like a gremlin with breasts. No, I think not. Goodbye. I think that first one that we had here was actually not too bad. Let's have a look at... Oh, we've got some more images coming through. How did we wind up with a person? It's because of portrait, isn't it? You type in portrait and you get these weird things. Hi, Itchy. How are you doing? So we're just looking through and seeing if our monster came out the way we wanted it. Not really. No, it's just a dinosaur. These are just dinosaurs, basically. Really bad dinosaurs that look like they've been created by AI art. So we're going to ditch them as well. None of them look that cool. So, yeah. So we'll keep going. A few more to go. If anybody spots anything they think, yeah, that's really good, you better say something very quick. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. No, I don't think so. That's what I would draw. That's... I don't know what's going on there. Does anybody know? That is so lost. It's crazy. It feels like someone's trying to draw a monster and it just sort of got all back to front. What about talking about the words body of? Oh, I think we've got one that's close enough to what I was after, so it's not the end of the world. I do not consider this AI art thing, like we have to have an image come out that it's exactly the description that I was looking for. I'm doing this because it's kind of funny, you know what I mean? I know most of you are using the artificial intelligence artwork generators for your own games rather than publications, so let's get rid of that one. We don't need that. And I spotted one that I thought was all right in terms of it's close enough. Okay, so let's have a look at this thing. That's very abstract. Don't know what's going on there. Yeah, the wings are no, I don't think so. And oh, it's trying really hard to get that spore thing going on there, but it's not quite there. So that's a bust. We'll ditch that. I'm not going to be doing another run, by the way, people. Once I go through all of these, that'll be it. We'll just stick with whatever was close enough. We've had better success in the past, actually. No. I don't think any of those are worth worrying about. Let's get rid of them. And this one is... It's going with a dinosaur head, but that's really it. No, not really what we're after. Oh, it's trying to do like a diagram, and there's an interesting idea. It's trying to go fish, isn't it? It's trying to go fish and insect at the same time. But it's also kind of look a bit lost. If you bard picture, yeah, you probably have more success. Trying to make monsters with AI art, you can wind up just getting just really weird, wacky things. There, see, it's trying to do the fish. It's trying to do a fish. That as a creature, though, is quite interesting. It's kind of like a flying fish. And extended. Yeah, okay, all right. I won't delete it, but I'm not really that happy with it. This here looks just like a flying dinosaur, basically. No, don't like that. That's a mess. So is that. That's not really what we're after. And I think that is a bust too. So let's just delete that. We're almost done with these. I think the guy's head is not going to work. What is going on here? So they've whacked some sort of insect-like head onto a body. No, that's just too wrong. Okay, all right. I think that's a bust too. We'll ditch them. Assemble from parts in 3D figure design pro design. Yeah. Okay, all right, so that's that one, that one. This one is still in progress. I'll check it in a second. We'll just work with these. Start at the end here. This looks like it's a bit of a mess. So is that. So is that. So is that. So we'll consider them a waste of time. This here looks like it didn't quite come out. It's lost. Yeah. So it doesn't really know what to do with it when you do that. Okay, so that's that one. This one, we'll just do a quick... Oh, it's come through. There we go. It's finished. Okay. No, that looks too strange. That's not really what we're after. It's just basically a lizard's bit. Okay, that's it. We'll get rid of this. So I think out of all of the ones that I've seen so far, it would have been this run here. Using the Hydra style. I think these are probably better depictions. My favourite one has got to be this. But it's not a spore head. So let's just say we'll upscale that one. We'll upscale that one and we'll say that's close enough. And then we're going to build the rest of our monster. We're not finished, by the way, people. We're not finished. I need a drink of water, though. The good thing about it is it's got 3 legs. It's got, I mean, you could say it's got fins. It's got some sort of tail going on there. Anyway, so yeah, that's our odd creature for today. Close enough to what I think we were after. Okay, right, back to our monster, which is the written thing, not the other thing. We were talking about a lair, weren't we? And we had got a mansion, and somebody had said ruins, so we rolled up mansion, so we're going to put down mansion. And we also got ruins. Somebody, what is it? Claire had said ruins. Powerful child, wizard. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to combine a couple of these. So we'll go back to layer. Go copy. And we're going to truck this into here. And take out the formatting, which is, of course, it's not going to do it. Ruined mansion. It's a ruined mansion. A large and impressive house with multiple levels that is falling apart. See, I did that. I took two ideas, I combined them together, and we got one idea. How's that? Um, monster reproduction. Well, I don't think it reproduces. Does not reproduce. Yeah, it's a haunted mansion. Okay, fine. A ruined haunted mansion. Here we go. Haunted mansion. Are we happy? All right. So I'll put out the question. How does the monster reproduce? Maybe it doesn't. We could just have one of these things. Often monsters, if you look at mythology, there's only one. There aren't many of these things. You know, it's not like they are breeding species or anything. They're like a one of a kind. Hi, Derry. Doesn't reproduce. We can change that if you want to. Doesn't reproduce. It is one of a kind. What do you think? Failed regeneration spell. Okay. Experiment. Okay, we want to go failed regeneration spell. Like a undertaken. A uniquely misspoken. Okay. All right, let's go here. A magical ritual is undertaken to regenerate a creature and accidentally makes a monster. There we go. We got it. What can first... yeah, exactly. Eggs. Yeah, I don't know that. Would you really want to collect the eggs from this creature? What does this creature eat? Like, that's a question we need to answer. Hashtag. What does the monster eat? So if we go back to our images and we say, okay, it kind of looks like that. What sort of thing would this eat? What do mosquitoes eat? What does a spore eat? If we are thinking about a spore, what does a spore or mosquito eat? Hi, Jay, what do you got here? The hopes of depressed men. It eats natural ones. Is it undead? No, it's not undead. It's just a failed experiment, magical experiment, basically. Rotten flesh. Why not? Rotten flesh. Like a vulture, right? It eats rotten flesh. Must have been some debris mixed in with the ash and the person. Right, okay, let's do that. Let's do this. I think I know where you guys are going with this. Let's go here. Eats rotten flesh and ash. How's that? 2 food sources. No, that's not what I want, Fred. Let's try that again. And ash. There we go. Fermented blood. Dust and germs. All right, let's add in dust and germs. So it's basically, it feeds on other things that are kind of spore, like germs, dust, and ash. Wow. It eats the little things in life. Steve, you do not need to apologize for being late. We are just in the process of constructing our rather odd creature. We're not going to have it reproduce because it's a bit of an experiment going on there. I don't think it's maybe its reproductive organs just never formed. And we get rid of this italicing. What sort of senses would this thing have? Such a balanced diet. Exactly, Claire. Exactly. You got to, when you make a monster or a creature, you've got to make sure it can eat more than one thing. Because what happens if there's no rotten flesh to eat, or you run out of germs, or no more ash? And like, you got to find some way of dealing with that. How would it hunt for these things if it everywhere? Well, Jay, there's one. Sounds like a vacuum. Yes, yeah. So let's do the senses. Hashtag. What senses does the monster have? This is a question. So this is roughly, I guess, what our monster looks like. It's got mosquito wings. It's got, I suppose that you could say it's got fins on it, but the wings are more like fins, aren't they, really, if anything? I think the fins have kind of got lost a little bit. The mosquito nature of a mosquito is there. We've got 3 legs, not 4. The head is not like a spore. It's more like I think that's more like a mosquito spore. And did somebody say something about blood? Echo sound. Echo. Okay. So you want an echolocation. Now somebody had said something about fermented blood. Fermented blood. Why fermented? Why specifically fermented blood? I don't. Do people try to make alcohol out of blood? I suppose a vampire might, but I don't know how well that would work. Old blood. All right. Okay. So echolocation, Steve. Right. It doesn't have eyes, does it? So echolocation and touch and smell. So it's, what do you think? It's front bits will be doing the feeling. So uses front 2 feelers to touch and explore a environment. Okay, and then what else have we got here? How's it going? Hello, Charles. Charles is a patron also, and thank you for being here. Okay, so yes, it certainly would, and if it's got no eyes, it's going to need something like that because it can't see anything. Smell, we're going to give it a sense of smell. So what do you call it? Smell. Some sort of smell. A sensitive. Let's go super sensitive. A super sensitive sense of smell. I guess. All right. Anything else? Smell receptors are in the wings. Super sensitive super sensitive sense of smell. Fitted. Connected to receptors in the wings. All right, so we put our receptors in the wings. Well, it does have antennae things on it, right? This thing has antennae things on it. It's also covered in little hairs. So, you know, when you put hairs on something, that makes it a bit more easy to... So let's talk about the little hairs on it, since insects have hairs on them quite often. The hairs on the creature, the monster, act as antennae for the... Yes, yep. Antennae use a form of echolocation. So it sends a signal from the antennae and that bounces back onto the antennae. Okay, and we could probably pick up that sort of thing. So the hairs on the creature act as a hearing receptor. Do we give this monster floor or downfalls? I think it's got plenty of floors and downfalls right now. What do moths use their antennae for? That's a good question. To make up lack of echosynulation features, maybe give it to ethereal sites to 60 feet. No, Derry, it's got echo. We gave it echolocation, so it's not. Yeah, it's got that. It's all good. She's fine. Okay, now, what sort of environment does it live in? Ooh, the monster's environment. Let's do that. Hashtag. Whoops. What is the monster's normal environment? That is our next question. I'll let you ponder that while I drink some water and sit here and contemplate the fact that we've created another very strange thing. Some of the stuff that's been coming up recently has been very odd. You can say it now. Darkness. Okay. Dark locations. Dry, dusty, dark places. Volcanic caverns. Okay, let's have a look here. Dark, dry, dusty caverns. Volcanic caverns? God. Volcanic. I don't know, why is it... Why a volcanic cavern? Have we got a reason for that? We do have its monster lair is a ruined, haunted mansion, and yet we're dealing with volcanic. So let's get rid of that, and let's just go with caves. Okay, dry, dusty, dark, dry, dusty caves. You want it warm. Warm? Why warm? Oh, I think I know what you're saying here. It's because mosquitoes like water and they like warm environments, don't they? Okay. Dry, dark, dry, dusty, warm caverns. All right, I got it all in there. Sheesh. General question, is echolocation mechanism the same as blind sight? Not necessarily. Just what sonic chirps. Yeah. Basically, echolocation is you send out a sound wave, and an antennae could do that if you wanted to. It would be maybe high frequency, so nobody else would be able to hear it. Unlike a bat, you can hear their chirps, and then the sound bounces back, and they pick that up from their sensors. So in this case, our creature would be using their antennae and their hairs to do that, and then they can figure out where everything is around them so they don't bump into stuff. Closest to the people of the dust. Okay, I get it. No, Steve, you don't have to apologise. I just had to adjust that just a little bit, just to make it fit. But we can do that. We're all good there. All right, so what is the communication method? Let's do our communication method, hashtag. I think we've established that the communication method is going to be quite strange. What is the monster's communication method? That is our question. Okay, so closest to the people for the dust. Yes. Screeching. A screeching noise. Okay. Telepathy. Why not? Could do that. Does it need to communicate? There's only one. Exactly. Maybe it has no communication. Piercing screech. Well, let's roll a dice. We've got a couple of ideas there floating around. Based off our creature, we're trying to figure out how it will communicate. It doesn't seem to have a mouth as such, but maybe we just can't see where it feeds through. So it's not obvious that there is a mouth. Maybe the little prong in the front allows it to suck up whatever it's trying to consume. Who knows? So we've got here, first one is, it's ruined. Mansion is changed to ruined haunted mansion. That's its main layer right now. But the environment it prefers is a cavern with all those descriptors that I put in. Okay. So first off is screech. Next one is going to be no communication method. Next one is going to be telepathy. The next one is, that's it. So there's 3. So let's grab a 6-sided dice. So 1 to 2 is going to be the screech. 3 to 4 is going to be no communication method. And 5 to 6 is going to be telepathy. And we got a creepy, screeching telepathy. Is that basically what we're going to... Ooh, okay. All right. Let's do that. All they are feelings. Well, it was created by an experiment. We've already figured out how it was created. So I'll show you in a second. Monster. So it's telepathic, creepy, screeching. So all you hear in your mind is a screeching noise that's really creepy. Ha ha ha. Oh, that's awful. That'll get it killed for sure. Okay. Now let's do this. Hashtag. What relationship does the monster have with other creatures? Might not have anything. So how does it rehash it and how it was created, please? Oh yes, I'll explain how it was created. Yeah. So we're dealing with this creature, roughly something like that. And we have so far, we have a head. It's supposed to be a spore. We didn't get very close to that. I think the spore kind of got lost in the mosquito. We've got a flying dinosaur, we've got a flying fish for limbs, and we've got wings, mosquito-like. So body, flying dinosaur basically. The head kind of went a bit wonky. It went more mosquito than anything else. We have a vapor form, so it can temporarily change into gas, vapor, or smoke. So let's go with it into it can temporarily change into a acidic gas, and acidic gas. That'll be scary, floating around. Exhaling breath. So it breathes bright light that is acidic. So you get blind and burnt. Acidic rot. The creature rots organic matter through the release of acidic spores. If it comes within a specific radius. Fractured, the creature seeks to reclaim its fractured body and mind, which is very much broken. Monster origin, it's a magical experiment. So a magical ritual is undertaken to regenerate a creature and accidentally makes a monster. Its monster lair right now, where it is the ruined haunted mansion where probably the magical experiment took place. So it's a large, impressive house with multiple levels that is falling apart. It doesn't have a reproduction process because it is being created by magic, and it's one of a kind. This thing eats rotten flesh, old blood, germs, dust, and ash. Its senses, its antennae, use a form of echolocation. Uses front two feelers to touch and explore an environment. And it's super sensitive sense of smell, connected to receptors in the wings. And the hairs on the creature act as a hearing receptor as well. We have the monster's preferred sort of environment would be a dark, dry, dusty, warm cavern or cave. And it communicates in this way. A telepathic, creepy, screeching noise. Telepathic. Yeah, so that's what we've got. So we've got quite a bit going on here. Okay, so I punched in this. We've got lots of ideas floating around today. People are firing away on all cylinders. So it rots them to eat them. Lonely, very lonely. Yes, okay, I think we can establish lonely. Lonely. Lonely, okay. Mind-controlled minions, none. Yes, so lonely, none. And none. Who would want to be anywhere near this thing? Violent relationship, creatures flee from it. Creatures flee from it. Now we're talking. Other creatures flee from the monster. Yes. Now we talk about. You voting for Steve's one? What did Steve say? Flee from it. It keeps maggots like pets. Oh, it keeps maggots like pets. Charles. Disgusting, but we'll put it in. It keeps maggots like pets. Gruesome. Gruesome. Okay. Well, you voted for Steve. Well, I put in Steve's stuff. It's there. Lonely and none. We can have that. Lonely, none. Other creatures flee from it. So that all sort of works together. An acid gas that spreads spores. That's not really a relationship. Okay. Acidic gas that spreads spores. Created by the fire giant wizard. Yeah, we could do that, but we won't specify. They died. Nobody knows who they are. +1 pets. Was thinking zombie cats earlier. Yeah, there's cats. Maggot zombie cats. No, let's just go with the maggots. I think maggots are good. Okay. The time bandits. Yes, well, I suppose it could. Flaming maggot zombie cats. I feel like that's its own monster. It's not going to have a relationship with that monster. I think that's its own thing. Flaming maggoty zombie cats. Good Lord. How large is the critter? I suppose that's a good point. How large is this thing? Do we want to make it the size of a mosquito? Is it very small? Do not fart in its general direction. It will know. Make it start tiny and grow with no known limit. Oh, Fred Hubber, you are evil. Let's do that. Let's do that. The more it eats, the more it grows. I love the empathy idea. It's not lonely because it's got maggots as pets. I mean, how many maggots have you talked to? I mean, let's get real. I don't actually know how to communicate with a maggot, so maybe that does, am I being prejudiced? I could be. But what about a creature? let's do what Fred had suggested. I think we've actually got plenty there. It keeps maggot like pets. It's lonely, and it has not none, but it's lonely. Lonely. Other creatures flee from the monster. We've got what we need there. I think we're good. So let's go back to traits, and let's go here. The creature. Let's just go with it. The monster is tiny, but continues to grow as it eats and has no size limit. So you can have it grow to whatever size you like. You want to have what are we calling it? We've got to call this thing. We've got to give it a name. We haven't given it no size limit. We haven't given this thing a name yet. We've got this crazy creature, and there's just no name for this creature. Look, that's empty. What is the name? Hashtag. What is the name of the monster? Well, you're going to let me know. Okay, so back to this thing. I don't know, that'll help. Does that help you in some way? Come up with an idea? Let me have a look at chat while I'll drink some water and then I'll have a look at chat. You guys will come up with some names. I'll write down the names. We'll keep the best one. Oh, give me a name that I can pronounce. What do you got here? Symbiotic relationship between the maggots because it eats rotten food, right? Yeah, probably. Probably, I would say that's a good way to see it. Yeah. It does eat rotten food, so it keeps maggots like pets and has a symbiotic relationship. That is good. Okay. I'm just checking your the chat here and seeing what you're saying. And what did Hubba say? It reproduces asexually spores. You want it to have a reproduction process releasing spores. Okay, we can do that. We can change that. Not a problem. Reproduction. Asexual by releasing spores into the air. Well, we're down to there's not just one now. There's going to be many. As soon as you start dealing with spores, it's going to get pretty messy. Gruesome. What about the creature becomes turns things into something entirely different? Fred will hate us. No, I won't. I'm just trying to figure out which one's ideas to mesh in and not. All right, let's have a look at your names, people. What have you got here? Yep, reproduces by spores. Does it eat its own? It might well. It might eat its own. Will let's not food, is it? Let's do this. The monster will eat. No, we won't do that. I don't think we'll have it eat its own. It won't do that. Let's leave that alone. The shrimp. Oh, good lord. Let's type some stuff in here. Shrimp. The ash cat. Oh, okay. Cat gem. What else? So what's that? That's Tercy. The Tercy, is it Tercy? No. I need an R in there, don't I? Tercy. I think that's what you had. Don't know why. The trickle lick. What the heck? Itchy wing. Itchy wing. Ah dear. Trillin. Tilick. Okay, alright. Whoa, okay, we've got a lot of names here. Itchy wing. Itchy wingu. Fred, that name's too much. Okay, it's not happening. Graysalion. Peter Squito. My gosh, there's a lot of names going out here. How big can it get? No limit. We have not set a limit. Starts tiny, gets bigger. Perta square to. Oh, okay, there's an I in there. The name made. Oh, I see. Lynn. Thank you, Claire. I appreciate it. Lintava. I can handle Lintava. All these other names. I mean, Itchy Winger I can handle. That's all right. Etchy Ketchum. Oh, Ash Ketchum. That's pronounceable. Some creatures that have evolved in mines. Well, I feel like this thing might hang out in a mine. Starts as a spore and grows as large as it can. Well, yeah. So it's definitely got a reproduction process now. We've got all the elements of our monster or creature. We've got some potential concept ideas going on there. And Fluffy. I'm not calling it Fluffy. It's not going to get called Fluffy. No. Intava. Oh, here's another one. Okay, all right. Let's. I almost feel like we've got to bring this to an end. You guys will just keep going otherwise. Hellscrotch. Cool. All right. Mosquito, Pertasquirto. Mosquito, Pertasquirto. Pertasquirto. That's what it is. It's a Pertasquirto, isn't it? Because the name itself is just kind of naughty. Would it have a name? Exactly. It might not have a name. Well, I think if we're going to make it have a reproduction process, it's certainly going to wind up not being one of a kind, is it? It's going to reproduce. Spores are not going to be something it's going to run out of anytime soon, I would imagine. So I think even though I struggle with the name, I think this is the name, isn't it? This is the name. Perta Squirto, monster exercise. Experiment 1375. Its creator never had a chance to name it because it's been eaten or killed. Yeah, the creator is dead. Okay, that's why the ruined mansion exists. The haunted ruined mansion. It's too big to keep this. All right, okay. Dear. All right, so look. I think that's a good point to end for today, which I know is a little on the early side, but I'm thinking, yeah, we're good. We've got kind of like an image that gives us a rough idea of what it looks like. We've got a rundown of the creature. I've selected one of the names off there that I think is as close to what we're looking at. It feels like that's kind of what we're dealing with here, and we've got quite a bit of information about how this thing operates. So yes, and of course it could be filled out a little bit more, but I think that's good enough. I do. I feel like that's good enough. We can leave it there for today, and come back some other day. Like I do this every week, so this is not like we can't do more. We'll do more. Of course, we'll do more. Anyway, you guys did really well. I'm going to end this poll. And so we did subterranean. Yeah, the votes didn't come in fast enough. We had already started the process. We went sky for today. Okay. Then whoever kills it first gets to name it. Exactly. Or whoever survives it. Yeah, fair enough. I put an accident extra in my name. I put a accidental extra I in my name. Ah. Cloud of spores. Okay, all right. You guys have had a good time. I'm glad we've managed to come up with something that doesn't look quite so cute. How did I do that? What app? Oh, Starry AI. It's Starry AI. Can I? Let me see if I can. I can give you a link to it, I suppose, couldn't I? Let's see if I can just do this. I'll jump into here. Starry AI, and I think that's it. Styles Creations, and then go into the live chat, and I'll drop it in here so you can check it out. Yep, I'm doing the link now. There we go. There is Starry AI. I don't pay for it. I just accrue credits and then use it when I want to, okay? Ah, in the front. It's all right. We're not going to worry too much about the spelling about it, Claire. I think it's fine. It's all good. It's not a problem. It is. You got it? Okay, good. You're welcome. Anyway, I'm going to disappear. I will be back tomorrow. We'll be building a character for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. That's what's supposed to be happening tomorrow. I don't remember what character class we're doing. No idea. I think maybe it's a rogue. It's a rogue. That's right. We're building a rogue for Pathfinder. So if you wanted to know what a Pathfinder rogue was like to build, you're going to find out tomorrow because I'm going to do that. And of course, those of you who show up will get a chance to actually help build it because I'll ask you to build it. That's what I do here. Anyway, I'm going to get moving. Hey, I want to say a big, huge thank you to everybody in the chat. You guys have been fantastic. Lots and lots of ideas, lots of cool ideas, made it a lot more interesting today. I want to thank my patrons who support me on Patreon so I can keep doing this sort of thing. Pretty much everything that we do here goes up onto Patreon, except for the monsters we make. I'm not going to just release these things onto Patreon until I feel like they are finished or if I think they're worth releasing onto Patreon, even in a draft. Right now, I'm not convinced. So we'll see. I'll see how I feel about it. If people on Patreon say, yes, I want it, then I'd send it there. But right now, I don't think that's necessarily going to happen. In any case, look, If you've just been watching or listening, thank you for doing so. Go and make your own monsters. It's not that hard. You can do it. If we can do it here, you can do it yourself as well. Okay? And big, huge thank you to Claire, Steve, Fred Hubber, Derry. Who else was there? Charles was in here as well. Good Lord, there's a few people. JT, nice to have you all here, people. It's been great. So wherever you are in the world, whether it be the morning, the afternoon, or the night, or the wee early morning, please look after yourself, your family, and your friends. Be nice to your neighbours. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.